Men are literally paying for surgery to change their facial structure. Jaw implants, bone reconstruction, facial augmentation procedures. The Looksmaxing trend is getting extreme. But here's what nobody mentions. Ancient Greek statues show exactly the facial features modern men are paying surgeons to recreate. A wide jaw, a strong brow ridge, forward facial projection, defined bone structure. By the end of this video, you'll understand why ancient men had naturally what modern men now need surgery to achieve. And once you see what changed, you'll realize these procedures aren't enhancement, they're restoration. Facial augmentation surgery is trending. Jaw implants, chin reconstruction, brow bone work, cheekbone implants. Men are spending thousands of dollars on serious medical procedures to change how their faces look. The appeal makes sense. Jaw width signals strength. A prominent brow reads as dominant. Forward facial structure signals masculinity. These are real biological signals that other humans recognize at a subconscious level. So modern men are optimizing. They're getting surgical procedures. They're getting reconstructive work. They're getting implants. And yeah, it works. Modern surgery can absolutely change facial structure. But here's what's interesting. The facial features men are paying surgeons to recreate aren't new inventions. They're not futuristic or extreme. They're exactly what humans look like for thousands of years. But here's where it gets fascinating. For most of human history, you didn't need surgery for this. Look at ancient Greek sculpture. Look at Roman art. Look at how artists depicted masculine male faces across cultures. The strong jaw, the defined brow, the forward facial structure. That was the baseline. That's what humans look like naturally. Ancient men didn't need implants. They didn't need surgical reconstruction. Their environment built their faces for them. The contrast is stark. Modern men need expensive medical procedures to get what ancient men had automatically. And the reason isn't genetics. It's not that ancient men were a different species. It's that their environment was completely different. Modern life changed how human faces develop. And now we're using surgery to try to restore what the environment used to create. For thousands of years, humans developed strong facial structure naturally. Let's be specific about how this actually worked. Ancient humans chewed hard foods, nuts, seeds, raw meat, bones, fibrous plants. This created constant mechanical stress on the jaw. The jaw muscles developed. The bone responded to that stress. It got thicker. It got wider. The entire facial structure reinforced itself through use. That's the mechanism. Physical stress shapes bone. The harder you chew, the stronger your jaw develops. Ancient populations had to chew constantly. Their food wasn't processed. It required effort. That effort built strong faces. Posture was different. Ancient humans weren't sitting in chairs hunched over desks. They moved. They carried loads. They maintained upright posture. That affects how the entire facial structure develops. The spine, the neck, the jaw positioning, all of it affects facial architecture. Breathing patterns were fundamentally different. Ancient humans breathed through their noses, not their mouths. This might sound minor, but it's not. Nasal breathing creates pressure patterns that force the face to develop forward and wide. The palate expands, the jaw grows, the entire facial structure widens. Mouth breathing does the opposite. It creates negative pressure. The face collapses inward, the palate narrows, the jaw recesses, the entire structure becomes smaller and weaker. Sunlight exposure and vitamin D. Ancient humans lived outside, constant sunlight. That created vitamin D production. Vitamin D is essential for bone development. Strong bones, thicker structures, stronger facial skeleton, hormonal environment. Ancient men had higher testosterone because their environment triggered testosterone production. Competition, physical work, low body fat, sunlight. All of these things naturally elevated testosterone. Higher testosterone meant stronger, denser bone, thicker jaws, more prominent brows, stronger skulls overall. What's elegant about ancestral development is that the environment itself was optimizing facial structure. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to optimize. You just lived. And your face developed masculine characteristics automatically. Then modern life happened. Soft foods. Everything is processed and easy to chew. No mechanical stress on the jaw. Sitting all day. Forward head posture hunched over screens. Mouth breathing. Artificial indoor lighting. Lower testosterone from sedentary life and chronic stress. Minimal sunlight exposure. Lower vitamin D. The result is exactly what we see in modern populations: narrower jaws, more recessed facial structure, weaker brow ridges, higher cheekbones that sit further back, softer overall cranial structure. Anthropological evidence is clear on this. Traditional populations that maintain ancestral diets and lifestyles develop noticeably stronger facial structure than modern Western populations. Same genetics, different environment, completely different outcomes. Orthodontists see this constantly. Modern humans have more crowded teeth, narrower palates, smaller jaws. These are developmental issues, not genetic issues. The environment changed, the development changed. So now, instead of fixing the environment, modern men are using medical procedures to restore what the environment used to provide automatically. Here's how bone actually develops. This is fundamental biology. Bone is plastic. It responds to stress. This principle is called adaptive remodeling. Stress applied to bone triggers adaptation. More stress equals stronger, thicker bone. When you chew hard foods, you're applying stress to your jaw. Your jaw responds by getting thicker. The alveolar bone around your teeth stays stronger. The entire facial structure reinforces itself. This isn't metaphorical. This is measurable bone adaptation. When you breathe through your nose, you create specific pressure patterns. These pressure patterns force the face to grow in particular directions. The maxilla widens. The jaw develops properly. The nasal passages expand. The entire midface grows forward. Mouth breathing creates the opposite pressure pattern, negative pressure. The face collapses inward. The palate narrows. The jaw becomes smaller. Hormones affect bone density directly. Testosterone increases bone mineral density throughout the body. Ancient men had higher testosterone because their lifestyle triggered testosterone production. More competition, more physical work, lower body fat, more sunlight exposure. All of these naturally elevated testosterone levels. Higher testosterone meant denser bones, thicker facial structures, more prominent brows, heavier jawlines. Stronger skull overall. Modern men have lower testosterone. Studies show testosterone levels in young men are 20 to 30% lower than young men from just 2 generations ago. That means lower bone density, lighter bones, softer facial structure. This isn't opinion. This is measurable biology. Vitamin D affects bone development and mineralization. Sunlight creates vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for proper calcium absorption and bone strength. Ancient humans spent their entire lives outside. Constant sunlight exposure. High vitamin D production. Strong bone mineralization. Modern humans spend most of their time indoors. Artificial lighting. Minimal sunlight. Vitamin D deficiency is epidemic. Weaker bone development. Weaker facial structure. Lower mineral density overall. Physical stress shapes facial musculature. Chewing, speaking, swallowing, breathing. All of these create mechanical stress that shapes facial muscles and the bones they attach to. High activity levels mean more facial muscle development, more stress on the supporting bone, stronger facial structure overall. Modern life eliminated most of this stress. Soft diets, artificial lighting, indoor living, sedentary posture, lower testosterone. The result is that modern skulls develop into a completely different shape than ancestral skulls. And here's why understanding this mechanism matters. Facial augmentation surgery isn't creating new bone. Surgeons can't add bone out of nowhere. They can only work with what's there. Implants add material, but implants don't mimic the dense, integrated bone structure that ancestral development created. Jaw implants try to add projection, but you're limited by what silicone can do. You can't recreate the bone density. You can't recreate the integrated strength. You can only approximate it. This is why reconstructive procedures are so popular in the Looksmaxing community. You're working with your existing bone structure. You're reshaping what you already have. But the deeper truth is that you wouldn't need these procedures if modern development hadn't changed how your facial structure developed in the first place. Here's what we actually lost. For thousands of years, human facial structure developed through environmental conditions that made strong jaws and prominent brows inevitable. You didn't have to optimize. The optimization happened automatically through how you lived. What's elegant about that system is that it required zero conscious optimization. No surgery, no implants, no reconstructive procedures, no medical intervention. Just living in an environment that forced proper facial development. Hard foods forced chewing stress. Nasal breathing created proper pressure patterns. Upright posture maintained proper spinal and facial alignment. Sunlight provided vitamin D. Outdoor life meant constant physical activity. Competition elevated testosterone naturally. All of these were just life, not protocols, not optimization, and they built strong skulls automatically. Wide jaws, prominent brows, forward facial projection, defined bone structure. This was the default human face. Modern life removed every single stimulus that shaped facial structure properly. We engineered food to be soft. We encouraged mouth breathing through sedentary indoor lifestyles. We created chairs and screens that destroyed posture. We moved indoors and reduced sunlight exposure. We lowered testosterone through sedentary life and chronic stress. We removed the physical stress that shaped bone and muscle. The result is exactly what we see. Modern facial structures develop differently. Narrower jaws, recessed faces, softer structures, weaker bone density. This isn't genetic weakness. This is developmental mismatch. Your skull is developing normally for the modern environment. It's just developing into a weaker structure than ancestral environments created. Now men are trying to surgically restore what the modern environment won't provide automatically. And here's the pragmatic truth. Surgery works. Facial augmentation creates measurable results. Implants add projection. Reconstructive procedures reshape existing structure. You can absolutely change your facial appearance through modern medicine. But the real issue isn't that your genetics are weak. The real issue is that modern development is weak. Your face wasn't given the environment it needed to develop into the structure it could become. This is the pattern across all of modern looksmaxing: jaw augmentation, chin reconstruction, cheekbone implants, brow bone work, eye area surgery. Men are literally paying surgeons to recreate what ancestral development used to create for free. Is the surgery the solution? Yes. If you want stronger looking facial structure right now, these procedures work. You can see results. But the deeper truth is that you're not fixing genetic weakness. You're compensating for environmental mismatch. Your facial development followed the rules of your environment perfectly. You're just living in an environment that doesn't create the same facial structure that ancestral environments did. The reason men are paying for facial augmentation surgery isn't because they're vain. It's because modern life changed how facial structure develops. And now some men are using medical procedures to recreate what should have happened automatically through development. For thousands of years, environmental conditions shaped how faces looked. Strong jaws, prominent brows, forward structure, defined bone. These weren't luxury features, they were the default. Modern life removed the stimulus. Soft food, mouth breathing, indoor living, low testosterone, minimal sunlight. The result is weaker facial development. Now men have options. You can try to recreate the ancestral environment. Harder foods, nasal breathing, better posture, sunlight exposure, optimized testosterone. Some of that helps, but you're working against a system that's designed to weaken facial development. Or you can use surgery to restore what the environment won't provide. Here's the honest take. If you're a modern man and your facial structure is recessed or weak, that's not because you're genetically inferior. It's because you're modern. Your face developed normally for a modern environment. It just developed into a weaker structure than ancestral development created. If you want stronger facial structure, you have options. Optimize your environment. That takes years. You're also limited by developmental windows. It's slow and uncertain. Or use medical procedures. That works immediately. You see results in weeks. The Looksmaxing community is choosing procedures. And that's a valid choice. Because sometimes the environment you need to change is too big to change alone. Sometimes the outcomes you want are too important to wait for. The real story isn't that men are becoming extreme. The real story is that modern life is so mismatched to human development that men are literally paying surgeons to recreate what should be automatic. Facial augmentation. Surgery exists because modern faces don't develop the way ancestral faces did. And once you understand that, you understand the entire Looksmaxing movement. Men aren't trying to become superhuman. They're trying to become what humans used to be naturally. They're trying to reclaim what their environment should have given them automatically. If this shifts how you see facial structure and modern development, subscribe so you don't miss the next system we break down. We're covering the forgotten physiologies that modern life stripped away. Comment below. Which surprised you more? That ancient facial structures were naturally stronger, or that modern development is shaped entirely by environment? The next video breaks down the exact environmental factors that determine jaw development and how you can actually apply them.